Hi, this is Jim Cramer talking with Simon Constable about what I think may be a great binary, upside, turbocharged way to play gold. Simon, tell me about a story where literally, I haven't seen one of these since Crystalex, you've got a story where there could be an amazing home run, even though the company itself basically doesn't have a lot of revenues.
Yeah, it's NovaGold. They have properties in Alaska and British Columbia, mainly Alaska, and right now they're sort of cruising for a fight with Barrick. NovaGold had about $5 million worth of revenues in the first nine months, which makes it tiny. It's negligible income.
But it has $1 billion market cap.
Yeah, it's a huge market cap, and that's because it's got a deposit, which I think 30 million ounces of gold in the ground in Alaska, and it's being explored under a joint venture with Barrick. And this is where something interesting is going to happen. Barrick has to provide NovaGold with a feasibility study by November the 13th. And by doing that, Barrick will increase its stake in this deposit from 30% to 70%. But NovaGold is saying Barrick can't deliver on the feasibility study. There's not time. They won't have done enough work. And Barrick is saying, yes, we will, and we want our 30%.
Who ultimately can determine whether Barrick meets it?
It's likely to go to court, is what some people are saying, or maybe the threat of court gets everyone to the table and they come to an agreement and say, oh, well, let's have 50-50 each, because that at least gets us closer to revenue.
Right, let's take that further. If we get a 50-50, is NovaGold at 17 cheap?
It does seem cheap. I've been talking with some analysts, and they're saying as soon as the air clears above this, we're going to see it going in the mid-20s, which is good. But that's only the first bit of the move. As they prove this up, this is going to be producing, what are the figures again, many ounces a year.
Well, how would you put that in terms of, say, if I want to compare it to what Yamana's producing or what Barrick's producing now or what Newmont is producing? Is this a big?
It's big. They're saying that for the first 7 years of this particular mine, it's not their only mine and deposit. They're saying 1.9 million ounces a year. And when you look at something like it's a lot of gold, and with $750 an ounce of gold, that's got to be worth a lot. It's certainly a lot of upside here.
And your reporting has said it's about $200 and something dollar cost.
Yes, $233 a cost.
It's very expensive.
So it's 500 an ounce, and then you've got copper credits and everything elsewhere.
Are people playing this with call options? They're just buying the individual common stock.
I think people are buying the common stock, and it's a speculation. There are risks. They could try and firm up the deposit and find it isn't really as good as they first thought. Right. This could get tied up in court for years and years and years. There's a lot of issues going on here. Mm-hmm. But if all goes well, it could go up a heck of a lot.
All right. One last question. If I were up in Vancouver and the local press that talk, are these two companies, do they hate each other, or is there somebody who says, some grown-ups in the room who can say, listen, everybody can win here if we sit down?
Well, when I talked with the company, with NovaGold, they refused to say there was any bad blood. But when you talk with the mining analysts who know everyone, they're saying, yeah, there's bad blood. Barrick had tried to buy NovaGold, and NovaGold said no thanks. And that also helps with the valuation too.
Oh, so then it really is. Barrick obviously knows that they're a little over to buy them. And how long ago was that happened?
That was just earlier this year.
Oh, really? So there really is some real value here.
Yeah, there's some real value. And that was $16 a share, and that's when gold was like $6.25 an ounce. So it's now it's a higher.
All right, I think people should go do obviously because it's risky, do some of their own research. But this sounds really terrific. Thank you, Simon.
Thank you.